Hello 7th and 8th grade parents or students, whoever is choosing to watch the video. I just have a few helpful tips for this fall that I'd love to share with you. First of all, I'm really excited about going back to school in the fall. I know that we have taken a super long break. It's just been, having not been in school since early March, it's going to take a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. But we are going to do a program in 7th and 8th grade that we've done for the last couple of years at Libertas. And I will tell you, as a writing instructor, I've taught writing since the early 90s and was never satisfied with any curriculum at all. Always made up my own because I knew what I wanted the kids to learn how to write, and was never satisfied until I stumbled across the Lost Tools of Writing through the Cersei Institute. And I will tell you, I have just loved Lost Tools of Writing. I've loved it. Taught it last year with 8th grade. I have taken several different workshops about it and really kind of tried to dig deep into the philosophy behind Lost Tools of Writing, and I love it. It pairs really well with what we do here at Libertas. So if you want to learn more about that, feel free to call me if you have any questions or concerns about Lost Tools of Writing. My book is well loved. So the front cover is gone. So yours looks a little bit different, 7th and 8th graders, but I just want to give you a brief overview of the book. And then it would be really helpful, just a helpful tip, to organize your book before school starts. This just is a great time saver, and I know it helps me a lot to not get bogged down in trying to find something in the book, because it is a rather thick book. So I'm going to show you a tip that I do that I'd love to encourage 7th and 8th graders to do. So the Lost Tools of Writing is a layered approach to writing. So it starts off with very basic. In fact, it's so basic, it's boring. I hate to use that word, but it's going to start off essay 1, so simple. And you're going to maybe, parents look at it and think, okay, why is my kid writing like a 2nd grader? It gets better, trust me. Essay 1 lays a foundation of structure and thinking that is essential. It's kind of like when you build a deck of cards, like a house of cards, and that first layer needs to be really strong in order for the rest of the layers to all stand firm. Same with baking a cake that's like a multi-layered cake. You really want to make sure it's even and flat and can support the rest of the layers. And that's what Lost Tools does. It takes a layered approach. There are 9 essays your student can do. It depends on our pacing, how we go throughout the year. Certainly our goal is to get through 7th grade through about essay 6, 8th grade maybe, hopefully shoot for 8 or 9. But the book is pretty hefty, and I want to show you what I do to organize it and encourage you to do the same thing so that it's easy for you or for your student to find something. The Lost Tools of Writing is divided up into 3 major categories. It's a writing program, but it's also a thinking program. And so it's really going to challenge your student to think, especially with the 5 common topics, which is one of the canons of rhetoric. Invention, arrangement, elocution, those are the canons of rhetoric. So the common topics fall under invention. And so this book is divided up into 3 parts. Let me say that again. Each essay is divided up into 3 parts. It starts with invention, and then arrangement, and then elocution. And we'll walk through each of those steps as we write each essay. And so what I've done with my book is I found these organizing tabs. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. You can find them at Walmart, Target, Meijer. I was at Walmart last night. They were $3.23. It's good to get 2 packages so that you can have enough to label everything in our book. One thing that I did that your students don't necessarily have to do, but it's helpful, is I labeled every essay. For example, essay 1 would have just a sticky label that says 1, and it goes all the way through 9. And a good helpful tip is to start at the back. That way you know how much room you have as you tab through. That is optional. You don't need to do that, but it's helpful. It helps me when I go, okay, we're working on essay 3. Well, I can really quickly flip to essay 3 because of my tabs on the top. This part I think is pretty essential. Each essay, like I said, is divided into 3 parts: invention, arrangement, and elocution. And each week we will work on a different component of an essay. So say we're working on essay 1, invention. So I've tabbed all my inventions yellow. And I can very quickly find, so let's see, let me see if I can make this a little closer. So each tab I've labeled. So there's invention 1. So I put I1. And then, let me see, flip to another one here. Here's essay 4. So the tab says I4. I for invention, 4 for the essay. All right? And then those are the pages that we will be working on that week. And so it's really easy to find. Certainly I'll notify the kids by what page number to turn to, but it's really easy, especially when they're working on their own, going through the essay and trying to work through worksheets or the thought process that's in that lesson. It's really helpful to have them marked. And then I use green. You can use whatever color you want. There's really pretty colors for girls, hot pink and neons. But I use green for arrangement. When we do our arrangement week, it has to do with creating an outline, putting our thoughts in order. And so the arrangement lessons are all labeled in my book. And again, I started in the back with essay arrangement 9. So each of my tabs say A for arrangement, and then they'll be numbered according to the essay. So that one's arrangement 7. Arrangement, what is that? I'm looking at it backwards. Well, there's 1, there's 3, there's 2. Okay. So you can find the pages, and that's one of the things that took me the most time, is walking through and identifying, okay, there's essay 8. And I turned to the first page that says invention, and that's where I stuck my tab. So each one of my essays, the first page of invention got my tab for invention. So then I can find it easily. I hope that makes sense. It takes a little bit of time to do, but once you do it, it makes navigating the book really helpful and easy. And it is the bulk of our work. We do a ton of thinking, a ton of discussing and acting out. We do lots of hands-on activities in English, but the bulk of our writing really comes from this Lost Tools of Writing book. So if you want to take the time to help your student get the book labeled, that would really help. Again, this is optional. I'm not requiring it, but it's extremely helpful, especially when they're working on their own. So I would strongly encourage you to pick up some tabs, Meijer, Walmart, or Target, and see if you can organize your book into 3 different sections: invention, arrangement, and elocution. And if those words sound strange to you parents and you want to talk to me about the writing program, I would love to tell you about it, because I am sold on it. It is beautiful. It takes time and work and effort, and it challenges the way your kids think, but it also gives them tools so that they are not left just thinking, what in the world am I supposed to write? Okay? So if you have any questions, please contact me. The one last thing I want to tell you is that I'm asking every English student to pick up a 1/2-inch binder that's white with the pocket sleeve in the front. We are giving every student, 7th through 12th, a writing handbook full of resources, things on how to cite a source, or how to write a thesis statement, things like that, that they can use at home to reference. How to create a bibliography page or a works cited page. It will all be in there. And we are organizing it by canons of rhetorical canons, sorry. And so all their memory will be in there for 7th through 12th grade. So it'll be a resource for them for the entire upper school experience. So it's important to get one of these 1/2-inch binders, all they need, and they bring that to school, then we'll give them the manual and they can put it inside. So that's the second thing that they need. Okay, this went really long, so sorry, 10 minutes. I'll cut it short. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you in the fall.